हरि ओम। श्री गणेशाय नमः। बोलो।
श्री गणेशाय नमः।
श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः।
श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः।
श्री गुरु चरण कमलभ्यो नमः।
श्री गुरु चरण कमलभ्यो नमः।
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपीतजम्बो फलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पारपङ्कजम्। कि वर्णानाम् अर्थसङ्ग्रहाणं रसायनं छन्दसामपि मङ्गलानां च कर्तारो वन्दे वाणी विनायको। भवानि शङ्करो वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वस्वरूपिणो याभ्यं विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धस्वान्तस्तमेश्वर। अज्ञानं तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानेन्द्रशलाकया चक्षुरुणा मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। यतुलितबलधामं स्वर्गशैलावदेहं धनुजवनकृशानं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधामं वान्दिरानामधीशं किरघोपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवामि सहितं नमामि। All of us. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Hi Sumirat Siddhi Ho गणनायक करिवर बदना करहु मनोग्रह सो बुद्धि राशि शुभ गुण सदना मोहि वाचा पंगु चढ़े गिरिवर जासु कृपा सुदया द्रवहु सकल कलिमल दहना नील सरोवर करुण यरुण वारिद नैना करहु सुमम पुरधाम सदा क्षीर सागर शयना पुण्य इंदो सम ढूंढो गुरु पद कंद, कृपा सिंधु दयारूप हरे, महामोह तम पुण्य, जासु वचन रवि कर रामायण तुलसी कृत, कथा कहो अनुसार, आई किया सनरीगे, सिया सहित भगवान पति रामचंद्र जी की जय। बुध पुराण श्रुति सन्मत वाणी, कही विभीषण नीति बखानी, सुनत दसानन उठा दिसाई, कल तो ही निकट मृत्यु अब आई, अजसी सदा सत मोर रिपुकल पछु मूढ़ तो ही भारा, कहसी न खल अस को जग माही, भुज बल जाति गीता में नाही, मम पुरवसी तपसिंह पर प्रीति, चत मिलु जाय तिन्हि कहु नीति, अस कही कीन्हेति, अस कही कीन्हेति, चरण प्रकारा, अनुज गए पद बारहि बारा, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय
राम उमा संत एक एक ही बराई, मंद करत जो करहु बखानी, तुम ही पीतो सिर धले ही मारा, राम भजे हित नाथ तुम्हारा, सचिव संघ लय नागपति जय, सब ही सुनाय करत अस भय, जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, राम सत्य संकल्प प्रभु, सभा काल बस तो ही, मैं रघुवीर शरण अब जाऊ देहु जनि खोरी सिया, पति रामचंद्र जी की जय। शरणम अस कही चला विभीषण जब ही आय सीन भय सब तब ही साधु अघाय तुरत भवानी कर कल्याण विकल के हानि रावण जब ही विभीषण त्यागा भयो विभव बिनु तब ही अभागा चले हर शिर गुनायक पाही करत मनोरथ बहुमन माही देखहु जाय चरण कर जाता अरुण मृदुल सेवक सुख दाता जो पद पर सी परी ऋषि नाई दंडक कारण पावन राई जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम
राम जय जय राम
जो पद जनक सुता और ताई कपट कुरंग संग धर आई कर और सर सरोज पद जोई अहो भाग्य में देखहु तेहि श्री राम जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
जिन पायन के पादुखीन भरत रहे मन लाय ते पद आजु बिलोकी कहु इन नयन ही अब जाय सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम एहि विधि करत सप्रेम विचारा आयहु सपदि सिंधु एहि पारा कपिन विभीषणु आवत देखा जानको रिपु दूत विशेषा ताहि राखी कपि कही आए समाचार सब ताहि सुनाए कहसो भीम रामा कहसो ग्रीव सुनहु रघुराई दशयानन भाई। कह प्रभु सका बुझे कहा, कह कपीस सुनहु नर नाहा। जानी न जाय नितर शर्माया, काम रूप के ही कारण आया। वेद हमारे लेन सत्तावा, राखिया बांधी मोही अस भावा। राखी नीति तुम नीति विचारी, मम पर सागत भय आरी। श्री राम जय
राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय
राम जय जय राम।
सुनि प्रभु बचन हरषि हनुमाना, शरणागत बत्सल भगवाना। श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम।
जय राम श्री राम जय जय
राम।
शरणागत कह जय जेहि, निज निज अनहित अनुमानी। ते नर बाबू पाप में तिन्ह विलोकत हानि। सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय। शरणम शंकर हरिओ। कोटि विप्रवद लागहि जाहू, आये करन तजो नाही ताहू, नाही ताहू। सन्मुख होय जीव मोहि जबहि, जन्म कोटि अग न सही तबहि। पाप वंश कर सजत सुभाहु, भजनु मोहि तेहि भावन काहू, भावन काहू। जो पै दुष्ट हृदय सोहि होई, मोरे सन मुख आवति सोई। निर्मल मन जन सो मोहि पावा, मोहि कपट छल दृत्र न भावा, दृत्र न भावा। वेद लेन पठवा दस सीता, तब हुन कछु भय पानी कपीता। जगमहु सखा निशाचर जेते, लक्ष्मणु होहि निधम पुरमुतेते। जो सभीत आवासर नाई, राखे हुताहि प्राण की नाई, प्राण की नाई। जय राम श्री राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम, जय जय राम। उभय भांति तेहि आनहु, हसी कह कपि निकेत। जल कृपालु के ही कपि चले, अंधहनु समेत सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय।
शरणम
सादर ते ही आगे कही वानर, चले जहां रघुपति करुणा कर। दूर ही ते देखे दो भ्राता, नैनानंद कान के दाता। बहुरी राम बछिवार विलोकी, बहुरी राम छवि दाम विलोकी। रहु कटुकी एक तक होती, भुजब लंब का जारुन लोचन। श्याम श्यामल भात प्रणत भय मोचन। सिंधु कंदो आयत उर ओहा, आनन अमित मदन मन मोहा। नयन निरपुल किट अति गाता, मन धरि धीर कही मृदु बात। नाथ दसानन कर में प्राता, निशिचर वंश जन्म सुर त्राता। सहज पापी प्रियतामस देहा, जथा ऊठी तुम पर नेहा। जय राम श्री राम,
जय राम श्री राम, जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम, जय जय
राम।
श्रवण सुजस सुनि आयहु, प्रभु भंजन भव भीर। त्राहि त्राहि आरती हरन, शरण सुखद रघुवीर। जय राम श्री राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय
जय राम।
बस कही करन दंडवत देखा, तुरत उठे प्रभु हर्ष विदेखा। दीन बचन प्रभु मन भावा, भुज विशाल गई हृदय लगावा। जय राम श्री राम, जय
जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
अनुज सहित मिली मृग बैठारी, बोले बचन भगत में हारी। कहत लंकेश सहित परिवारा, कुशल कुठार वास तुम्हारा। फल मंडली बस हो दिन राती, सका धर्म निभही के भांति। मैं जानहु तुम हारी सब रीति, अति नय निपुण भाव नीति। परु बलवासु नरक करताता, दुष्ट संग जनि देहि विधाता। अब पद देखी कुशल रघुराया, जो तुम्हार की ही गाया। जय राम श्री राम
जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम।
जय राम श्री राम जय
जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
तब लगी कुशलन जीव कह, सपने हु मन विश्राम। जब लगी भजत न राम कह, शोक धाम तजि काम सियापति। रामचंद्र जी की जय।
शरणम।
तब लगी हृदय बसत फलनाता, लोभ मोह मच्छर मदनाता। जब लगी पूरन बसत रघुनाथा, हरि तोख सायक कठिनाथा हो। जय राम श्री राम करुण सची आंधरी, राग द्वेष उलुक करारी। तब लगी बस ही जीव मन माही, जब लगी बस ही जीव मन माही। जब लगी प्रभु प्रताप विनाही, अब मैं कुशल मिटे भय भारी। देखी राम पद कमल तुम्हारे, तुम कृपाल दो पर अनुकूला। ताहि न व्याप विभिन्न भय भूला, मैं निशिचर अति अधम सूला। तो बग आचरण कीन्ह कहि काहू, जासु रूप मुनि ध्यान न आऊ। तेहि प्रभु हरषि हृदय मोहि लावा। जय राम श्री राम
जय जय राम
ओ जय राम श्री राम।
जय राम।
अहो भाग्य मम अमित अति, राम कृपा सुख पुंज। देखहु नयन विरंचि शिव, सोय जुगल पद कंज सियापति। रामचंद्र जी की जय। सुनहु सखा निज कहु सुभाऊ, जानबु सुंदी शंभु गिरिजाऊ, जौ नर होय चराचर द्रोही, सब असनन शकी मोही, तछि मद मोह कपट छल नाना, करहु ध्याते ही साधु समाना, जननी जनक बूंढ सुत दारा, करनु धरनु भव सुधय परिवारा, सब कै माता तात, सब कै ममता ताग बटोरी, मम पद मन ही बांध धरि धोई, समदर्शी रामा समदर्शी, इच्छा कछु नाही, हर्षि शोक भय नहीं मन माही, श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय राम जय अस संजन मम उरबस कैसे, लोभी हृदय बसई धनु जैसे, तुम राखी संत प्रिय मोरे, घर हो आन विभोरे, श्री राम जय
राम जय जय राम,
जय राम श्री राम जय जय
राम,
सुगन अपासक परहित, निरत नीति दृढ़ नेम, ते नर प्राण समान मम, जिनके द्विज पद प्रेम सियापति, रामचंद्र जी की जय। सुरलंकेश सकल गुण गोरे, तात अतिशय प्रिय मोरे, राम बचन सुनि वानर दूषा, सकल कहि जय कृपा गुरुथा, सुनत विभीषण प्रभु के वाणी, नहीं अघात प्रणामित जानी, पद अम्बुज गहि पारहि पारा, हृदय समातन प्रेम अपार। जय राम श्री
राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय सुनहु देव सराचर स्वामी प्रणत पालपुर अंतर पुर कछु प्रथम बसन राही प्रभु पद प्रीति सरित सुवाही। अब कृपालु निज भगति पावनी देह सदा शिव मन भवानी। एवमस्तु कहि प्रभु रणधीरा मंगातुरत सिंधु पूर्णीरा। जय राम श्री
राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
जपति सदा तव इच्छा नाही मोर दरसु अपनी भजन माही। अस कही राम तिलक देहि तारा सुनत वृष्टि नभ भई अपारा। रावण क्रोध अनल नित श्वास अमीक प्रचंड जरत विभीषण राखेहु दीन्हु राजु अखंड। सियापति
रामचंद्र जी की जय। शरणम शंकर
हनुमंता।
राम जय राम जय जय राम।
बिनु हरि कृपा मिलहि नहीं संतान।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
अब मोहि भरोस हनुमंता। अब मोहि भरोस हनुमंता। श्री राम जय जय राम। अब मोहि भरोस हनुमंता।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
बिनु हरि कृपा मिलहि नहीं संतान।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
नयन निसंत रस नहीं देखा।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
नयन निसंत रस नहीं देखा।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
लोचन मोर पंख खरी लेखा।
श्री
tune come in my head and I don't know where it come from. So I said, let me try it out. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Ram Charan वारिज जब देखूं
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
तब निज जन्म सफल कर लेखूं
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
राम सदा सेवक रुचि राखी
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
वेद पुराण साधु सुर साखी
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
रामचंद्र गुण बरने राजा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
सुनत ही सीता कर दुख भागा
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
जाऊं कहाँ तजी पद जल जाता
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
मोरे तुम प्रभु गुरु पितु माता
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
मोरे तुम प्रभु गुरु पितु माता
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
जाऊं कहाँ तजी पद जल जाता
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
सीता राम चरण रति मोरे
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
अनुदिन बढ़ऊ अनुग्रह तोरे
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं कपितजम्बो फलसारभक्षणम् वासुदं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेष जाड्यापहा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरम् राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं नरयूथमुख्यम् श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
मंगल भवन मंगलहारी द्रवहु सुदशरथ अजिर बिहारी
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई प्राण जाए वरु बचन न जाए
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
राम कथा के तेई अधिकारी जिनके सत्संगति अति प्यारी
श्री राम जय
साधु असाधु संगन सुख सारी सुमिर ही राम देई गनी गारी
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
अवध तहाँ जह राम निवासु दिवस तहै जहाँ मानु प्रकाशु
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
बिनु पद चलईसु नहीं बिनु काना कर बिनु करम करई विधि नाना
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
होई ही सोई जो राम रचि राखा को कर तर्क बनावे साखा
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
बोलने लखन मधुर मृदुबानी ज्ञान विराग भगति रस सानी
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
काहू न को सुख दुख कर दाता निज कृत कर्म भोग सब खाता
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
कर्म प्रधान विश्व करि राखा जो जस करई सो तस फलु चाखा
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
उमा कहूँ मैं अनुभव अपना सत हरि भजन जगत सब सपना
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
कोमल चित्ती दीन दयाला कारण बिनु रखी नाथ कृपाला
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
Syawar Ramachandra ki jai. When we left it last night or yesterday in Tobago, Vibhishan had left Lanka and come over to Bhagwan Sri Ram. Tulsidas describes his departure. सत्य संकल्प प्रभु सभा काल बस तोरी राम सभा काल बस तोरी मैं रघुवीर शरण अब जाऊं देहु जन खोरि सिया पर So see, the Vibhishan makes a comparison between Rama and Ravana in this chapai. Rama Satya Sankalpa Prabhu Sabha Kala Basatori. Rama is the very embodiment of truth. He's all that is good and truthful. And Sabha Kala Basat, and you Ravana and your whole Sabha here, Kala Basa, you're under the grips of death. And whatever Vibhishan is telling, all is going to come true only. From beginning. He told, I am like the tongue among the teeth. I told you that. Well, what happened? All the teeth fall out first. The tongue always remain. You never see anybody's tongue fall out. You could go and get false teeth, but you can't get false tongue. May Raghubir Saran Ava, I am going now to surrender to Bhagavan Ram. Jao Dehu Janik Hori. Nobody should blame me here because I'm not living on my own. Ravan kicked me out. Like that. Asa kahi chala Vibhishan. Tulsidas continues. Asa kahi chala Vibhishan jabahi.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Ayuhin bhaye sab tabahi.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Sadhu avagya turat bhavani.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Kar kalyan akhil ke hani.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Ravan jabahi Vibhishan tyaga.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Bhaya vibhava binu tabahi abhaga.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Asa kahi chala Vibhishan jabahi. When Vibhishan said this and left, what that Ravan's Sabha, all his people there, they're in trouble, in simple language. That time, Tulsidaji describes, Ayuhin bhaye savatavahi. They all became Ayuhin. Ayu means life. Hin means without. They all became without life. And the idea is, Sant, Mahatma, they are the life of any society, any community, any civilization, any great culture. Sant Mahatma, that's why in the beginning just now we were chanting so many verses about Sant. अब मोहि भा भरोसा हनुमंता बिनु हरि कृपा मिलहि नहीं संता. Without Hari Kripa we cannot have meet saints also. This is there in the beginning, in the same kanda, Sundar Kanda. So, and the other Chopai said, Sant daras naina hi sant daras nahi dekha. Those eyes that have not seen saints, those eyes are like the eyes on a peacock feather. Those eyes are of no use, for beauty only, nothing more than that. That is the idea. So here, the teaching is that in any society, saints are revered, saints are worshipped, so and so are venerated. These saints are supposed to be given that great reverence and respect. And society that does not do that, and a society that changes that type of tradition, that society or world or community or civilization is doomed. And that has actually changed in today's world. You will see, in the old days, somebody in the house will take a poster of Bhagwan Shiva. See how we have pictures of Lord Shiva, or take a poster of a great sage, and will put up a poster of the sage in their room, isn't it? In their house somewhere. But nowadays they'll put up a poster of some Beyonce or some Michael Jackson or some sort of, Selena Gomez or Lopez or whatever. They'll put up that type of poster. So who has become the ideal and the idol, and who has become that great icon? Not Bhagwan anymore, not a sage or a saint. You see? So, but some person who actually follows no morals or has no, direction to give society other than what we call as name and fame and that kind of thing. Really. So, the society that has turned like that society is in real trouble. That's why everything is turning topsy-turvy. So here, Asa kahi chala Vibhishan jabahi. When Vibhishan said like this and left, Ayu hina bhaye sab tavahi. So several words are there. That everybody became, they lost their life. This is, and that life word, Ayuhin, they lost their life. That you can interpret in so many ways. The life of the society went away. Then second thing, Sadhu avagya turata bhavani. Lord Shankar, Bhagwan Shankar is telling to Bhavani, Sadhu avagya, that you disrespect a sadhu. Disrespecting a sadhu, avagya. Karakalyana akhila kai hani. All goodness and all auspiciousness and everything from that life, person's life, or from that society's life, they all go away. When a sadhu is disrespected, or a sadhu is like this, thrown out, like how Ravan threw out Vibhishan. Then not only that, Ravana javahi Vibhishan tyaga. How many, Tulsidas takes time to write all of these lines, Ravana javahi Vibhishan tyaga. When Ravan cast out Vibhishan. The moment Ravan cast out Vibhishan, he says, Bhayau vibhava binu tabahi abhaga. All his glory and all his fortune went out with Vibhishan. His glory and fortune laid with Vibhishan, with the saint, with the sadhu. And then he cast him out. Means now Ravan's glory is now going to seep out. All his glory that he mustered up for so many, countless years, going to go away. Now Vibhishan left. So that is one message that he next. Chale uhara shi raghu nayak pahi.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Karat manorath bahu man mahi.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Dekhi hau jai charan jal jata.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Arun mridul sevak sukh data.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jai Raghu Rama.
Jaya Raghu Rama.
Jai Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai. Chale Harashi Raghunayak Pahi. Happily he went to Bhagwan Ram. Are, if you are leaving one thing and the other thing is of great importance, then you will happily leave this one. Isn't it? That is why people don't want to drop anything in this world, you know. People don't develop tyaga, vairagya, this passion, this thing. The reason is, people don't see the other thing as greater. You have to see the other thing as greater and then leave this then happily I leave it. The other thing has to be greater. So here he is going to meet Rama himself. So harashi chale harashi raghunayaka pahi karata manoratha bahumana mahi. And he started having many fanciful imaginations. Now I am going to meet or see the feet of that Bhagwan Ram, my Ram. And so how many things he'll think? Which Ram, which feet? Tulsidaji says so many lines. Give. Dekhiye ujai charan jala jata aruna mridulu sevak sukha data. Those lotus feet that give joy to the devotees. Jepada parasi tari rishi nari. Those feet that touched that stone and turned into Ahalya. Like that. Dandakanana pavanakari. Those feet that made the Dandakaranya pure once more. And like that, on and on. Those feet, those feet, those feet. Jepada Janakasuta Uralai. Those feet which Sitaji installed in her own heart. Kapata Kuranga Sanga Dharadhai. Those feet that ran after a false day. Like this, huh? So you go and see how Tulsidashi goes on describing the feet of Bhagwan Ram. Then when he reached on the other side, Kapina Vibhishana Avata Dekha Jana Kauripu Duta Visesha. The monkeys saw Vibhishan coming. So they thought he has come from the other side, the enemy's side. They detained him. Tahi Rakhi. They detained Vibhishan, the monkeys, because Vibhishan is coming on Rama's side. Rama is still in India. Vibhishan came over the ocean. Tulsidas, no description. Ehi karata prema bichara ayau sapadi sindhu ehi para. That is all. Vibhishan reached on this side of the ocean. But he doesn't say how he came. That means Vibhishan had great powers. Isn't it? What great powers? Like how Hanumanji flew over the ocean. Vibhishan, because he belongs to Rakshas clan, Ravan and all of them had great powers. In those days, they did not have 747 to fly over the ocean. No? How he reached? No mention. Kapina Vibhishana avata dekha jana ko ripuduta visesha tahi rakhi kapi pahi aaye. They brought him to Sugriv, detained, and then samachara sabatahi sunaye. And they came to Sugriv and told all the news. Ka Sugriv sunahura. Then Sugriv came to Bhagwan Ram. Sugriv came to Bhagwan Ram. Then Bhagwan Ram said, no, Kaha Sugriv sunahu ragurai ava milana dasanana bhai. I want you to see reporting also. Today we have something called fake news. You know fake news? So one thing is fake news. Okay. Then, a little bit better than fake news is what is called as propaganda news. And finally, after propaganda news is real news. So we have varieties of kind of news. So now here, listen to the reporting. You learn everything from Ramayana. This is proper place to, you learn everything. Now, the monkeys saw Ravan coming, Vibhishan coming, and they thought, Kapina Vibhishan avat dekha, they saw him coming. Jana ko ripu duta visesha. They thought he is some messenger from the enemy's side. What the monkeys thought. So they came to Sugriv and they told like this. Now Sugriv has to go and report to Rama. They told it appears as though some duta, some messenger from the enemy side has come. Sugriv has to go and report this same thing to Ram, because he is the king. Sugriv is the king. Then, Kaha Sugriva Sunahu Raghurai Awa Milan. Sugriv said, listen, O Raghurai, Awa Milan. Dasanana Bhai, the brother of Ravan, has come to meet you. In the line where the monkeys are seeing Vibhishan coming, the name Vibhishan is used. Kapina Vibhishana Avata Dekha. They saw Vibhishan coming. When Sugriv goes to meet Rama to tell him, Sugriv doesn't say, Vibhishan has come to meet you. Sugriv says, the brother of Ravan has come to meet you. So there's a bias in the reporting or not? They have already gotten message that Ravan has kidnapped Sita. So on this side, everybody will see Ravan as Ripu, the enemy. And if you report that the brother of Ravan has come to meet you, that means everybody will already hold a bias on this side, but this is the brother of Ravan. They will hold a bias immediately against Vibhishan. If he says, Vibhishan has come to meet you, well, the person is standing on his own. But Sugriv's reporting is not that. Sugriv's reporting is, Ravan's brother has come to meet you. So we have already tainted the vision of everybody towards Vibhishan. That is the reporting of Sugriv. Dasanana Bhai, the brother of Dasanana. Kaha Prabhu Sakha Bhuji, kaha. And then Bhagwan asked, Bhagwan also in all his wisdom. Bhagwan asked to Sugriv only. Sakha, Sugriv, tell me, what should we do? Because Sugriv just came and reported, Vibhishan, the brother of Ravan, came. What should we do? What step should we take? Teacher asked the boy in the class, if the school catch a fire, what steps should you take? He said, big ones. They have fire drill now. You're supposed to take this step, this step, this. He take. So Bhagavan is asking to Sugriv now, what step should we take? Kaha Kapis, Sugriv said. Kapis is Sugriv here. Sunahura Naranaha, listen, O Bhagavan Ram, king of men. Listen. Jani na jai nisachara maya. We don't know the trickery of these Rakshasas. We don't know the trickery of these Rakshasas. Kama rupa kehi karana aya means what desire they have in their heart, in what form or what intent, motive they have, why they have come here. What motive they have, we never know. Bhed hamar len sata ava. Maybe that fool came here to collect our secrets. Came here to spy and collect secrets as to how we are arranging our army on this side. Mohi bhava, mohi asa bhava, my feeling is this, rakhiya bandhi. We should tie him up and lock him up. Not only tie him up, or not only lock him up, tie him up too. This is Sugriv. Sakha niti tumani ki bichari. Mama pana saranagata bhayahari. And Bhagavan replies to Sugriv now. Bhagavan replies in other places are all very nice. Here Tulsidas just puts very briefly. Bhagavan replies in other places, what is that? Sugriv, you know. Vibhishan brother kick him out. Vibhishan brother kick him out. And he came to me for refuge. I know another fella who brother kick him out too. And he came to me for refuge. You know that fella? You see the thing? The same hospitality and the same protection and the same everything that Bhagavan had just offered to Sugriv only. Because he brother kick him out. Same. And now the same thing to be offered to Vibhishan. Sugriv is saying, what we should do? Tie him up and lock him up. Yeah. The idea is that we get all the graces of Bhagavan very fast, you know. And very fast as we get it, so fast also we forget it. This is why they said, Bhagavan gives and forgives, and man gets and forgets. That is human being. He just now only Bhagavan had given him refuge and protection, but he forget that already. And to offer it to another person, somebody once told me that they were standing in a line. Nice message. They were standing in a line, and they realized that they didn't have enough money to pay for the item. Cashier's line. So the lady behind paid. No problem. I'll pay for you. Whatever was short, they paid. And so they were thanking that lady. Oh, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. So the lady said, no problem. You just, in future, when you get that situation, you just pass on the kindness. That is all. I mean, someday you will find yourself like that. And somebody cannot pay. You just pass on the kindness. So kindness has to be passed on like this. But Sugriv forgot all of that. Then, Bhagavan Ram says, now the long section is there, you will see also, even if that person has killed 1,000,000 Brahmanas, and he has come to me for refuge, I will still give him refuge. That is Bhagavan Ram. If he has killed so many and come, I'll still give him refuge. And therefore he told, because he has taken a vow. That is a very famous line. We should chant that line. Sakhani tum neeki bichari.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Mamapan saranagat bhayahari.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Sakhani tum neeki bichari.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Mamapan saranagat bhayahari.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jaya Raghu Rama,
Jaya Raghu Rama.
Jaya Sita Rama,
Jaya Sita Rama.
Syamar Ramachandra ki jai. Sakha niti tumani ki bichari. What you told is true, my dear Sugriv, but I tell you, Mama Pan. Pan is a small little word. Pan. In this Ramayana, throughout the Ramayana comes, Pan means my vow, my oath. My vow is, anybody who has come and surrendered to me, saranagata bhaya hari, with fear in his heart, I will protect him. Anybody who comes and truly surrenders to me, I will protect him. And not only that, he goes in Bhagavan Ram, now you will see, long section there, he will tell. And also, if somebody comes to us like that and we don't protect, then we are also papi. All that is there in that section. So you go and see that. Now, Vibhishan, they told, go and bring him. Bhagavan Ram told, go and bring him. Because Sugriva had only come here to report. They didn't bring him. So, they all went. And Hanumanji, when he heard Bhagavan Ram, bring him, I will protect my devotee. Hanumanji was happy. Because it was Hanumanji who had told to Vibhishan, you go and surrender to Bhagavan Ram, he will protect you. He was, and now when Bhagavan Ram said, Hanumanji became very happy. Sadara. Te aage kari banar chale jahan raghupati karuna kar duri hi te dekhe dvo bhrata. From distance, Vibhishan saw Bhagwan Ram. Nayana Ananda Dan ke Data. Describes Tulsidas ji. Bahuri Ram Chhavi Dham Bilo ki Rahe ut thuki ek tak pal roki.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Bhuja pralambakan jarun lochan श्यामल गात प्रणत भयमोचन.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Bolo Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Bolo Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Bhuj pralambakan jarunalochan. His long arms, Prabhu, long arms and his lotus eyes, Vibhishan sees for the first time. Tulsidas ji describes the devotee we had seen when we had seen the Shabari Katha. She saw his eyes first. Vibhishan sees his arms first, like that. Syamal Gat, his dark body. And Singh Kanda Ayat Ura Soha, broad, big shoulders of Bhagwan Sri Ram. Nayana Neera Pulakita Ati Gatha, with tears in his eyes and his hair standing on end. Vibhishan rushes up to Bhagwan Sri Ram. Tulsidas ji describe. नाथ दसानन कर में भ्राता निशिचर बंस जनम सुर त्राता.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
सहज पाप प्रिय तामस देखा जल सहज पाप प्रिय तामस देखा जथा उलो कही तम पर नेहा.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Bolo Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Bolo Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Nath Dasanan Karamai Bhrata. Vibhishan comes to Bhagwan Ram and tells first word that comes out of his mouth. I am the brother of Ravan. In other words, the pap of my brother, Ravan, what he has done and kidnapped Sita ji and brought her here and all this, has now tarnished the entire Rakshas clan. Vibhishan comes and bears his soul before Bhagwan Ram. I am by nature Nisichara Bansa Janma Suratrata. I am born in this Rakshas clan. Sahaja Papa Priya. By nature we love sin only. Rakshasa. Tamasa Deha, in this tamasic body. We cannot do any sadhana. We like papa, like ulukha tamapara neha, like an owl likes darkness. We like papa like that. This is Vibhishan, who was the only one in Lanka who could put a Rama Ankit on his door and worship Bhagwan Sri Ram in such a place. And this same Vibhishan comes before Bhagwan Ram now to tell that by nature we are papi. How we like to do only sin. Like how they all like darkness. This Vibhishan comes before Bhagwan Ram as nothing. Not only nothing, but with such humility and surrenders before that Lord. Shravana Sujasa Prabhu, Ayahu, Suni Ayahu. I have heard Bhagwan. Tulsidashi's description. Shravana Sujasa Suni Ayahu, Prabhu Vandana Bhava Bhiro Rama, Prabhu Vandana Bhava Bhira. Trahi trahi arati haran, saran sukh raghubir siya.
Har Ramchandra ji ki jai sharanam, pavan sukha hanuman ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, bolo bhai sab santan ki jai, siya Har Ramchandra ji ki jai sharanam.
Shravana Sujasu Suniyaya, I heard that you are the one who accepts those who come and surrender, Prabhu. But today, I have come to see for myself. Trahi trahi arati harana sarana sukhada raghubir. If you read this Chaupa dohas, or Chaupais in their original language, you cannot help but melt your heart, I tell you. The whole world tells how you are the one who accepts those who are helpless, those who are lost, those who are fallen, those who are sunken in Maya. The world says, your name, Sujasu, your good name has spread over this whole world. And I have heard that thing. And today I myself have come to see whether you will take me now or you will leave. You will leave me. I have to see for myself. Otherwise, the world will lie. And Bhagwan cannot make the world lie. Trahi, trahi, arati haran. You remove my suffering because you are arati haran. And I have been separated from you for lifetime upon lifetime, not only one lifetime like that. You are the one who gives joy to those who surrender. Like this, Vibhishan surrenders to Bhagwan Ram. Asakahi karat dandavat dekha. Falling flat on that ground in front of Bhagwan Ram. Turata ute Prabhu Harasha Visesha. And Bhagwan cannot have his devotee fallen like that. Me bhakta pranashyati, he tells in Bhagavad Gita. My devotee never falls. He lifts Vibhishan immediately and brings him to his heart. Dina bachana suni Prabhu mana bhava. Bhuja vilasa ghai hridaya lagawa. Bhagwan's arms are there. His huge arms. Bhuja vilasa. His huge arms are there for the cry of the devotee. When the devotee cries before Bhagwan, his huge arms naturally goes out to comfort that devotee. Anuja Sahita Mili Thiga Vaithari, along with Lakshmana, both of them meeting Vibhishan, they put Vibhishan to sit just next to him. Kahalankes Sahita Parivara, and then he addresses the first address of Bhagwan Ram to Vibhishan in Ramcharitamanas Tulsi Ramayana. Kahu Lankes, tell me, O Lankes. Lankes is Ravan. Lanka is, in Sanskrit and Hindi language, Lanka is means the Lord of Lanka. Lord of Lanka means the king of Lanka, the master of Lanka, the ruler of Lanka is given that name as Lankes. But the first address of Bhagwan Ram to Vibhishan is, Kahu Lankesh, tell me, O Lankesh. That means what? In the mind of Bhagwan Ram, he has already made Vibhishan the king of Lanka. Already, without saying or doing anything. Kahu Lankesh, Sahita Parivara, how are you and how is your family? Kusal Kuthahar Bas Tumhara. How you live in such conditions that Kalamandali Basahu Dinu Rati, you live in the midst of Rakshasas day and night. And not Rakshasas, Kala. Kala means all wicked people. In other words, Bhagwan realizes that Vibhishan is not one among the wicked people. You live in the midst of all these wicked people day and night. Sakha dharma bihai kehivanti and nibahai kehivanti. How are you able to protect dharma in the midst? This is a commendation to Vibhishan. Living in the midst of adharmis, people who do wicked things, how are you able to make sure that you keep on the right path and protect dharma? Look here. If you are living in a society of good people, and then you are also doing good like everybody else, there is no credit, There is what credit? You just following like everybody else. Human beings are good at following. Follow fashion. Monkey see monkey do. We are good at that. So if you are living in the midst of good people and you are also doing good, there is no credit actually. You're born amongst them, everybody doing like this, you also do like that. To be in the midst of evil people and to do good, that is credit. You see, that is greatness. So Bhagavan is praising Vibhishan like that. How you are living in the midst of all of these people of Lanka and you are able to maintain dharma and protect dharma. That is amazing. Main janav tumhara sab riti. Atinaya nipunan bhavana aniti. I know you very, see Bhagavan himself, and he knows. Just now, they had to come and report to Bhagavan Ram about Ravan's brother. They came to report. No, Bhagavan is, Main janav tumhari sab riti. I know everything about you. Because he is Sarvajna, all-knowing, omniscient Bhagavan Ram. How you are such a great protector of dharma and all of this. Baru bharabama naraka karatata. Dusht sang jani dei vidhata. Bhagavan Ram makes a very good statement. Statement that all of us should pay attention to. Baru bhalabas narak kartata.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Dusht sang jani de vidhata.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Baru bhalabas narak kartata.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Dusht sang jani de vidhata.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jaya Raghurama.
Jaya Raghurama.
Jaya Sitarama.
Jaya Sitarama.
Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Baru bhalavas narak kar tata. My dear Vibhishan, Bhagavan Ram says, better we live in hell. Better we live down in hell. Well, down, I don't know, down. Usually when people talk about Narak and Swarga, they talk up and down like that, no? Down and up. Better we live in hell, Bhagavan is the word, no? Bhagavan is telling to Vibhishan. Than we live in the company of Dushta Sangha. Dushta Sangha. Dushta Sangha means company of wicked people. And if you lived in the company of these wicked people for so long, and you did not become wicked, you hear, he said, Ati Naya Nipuna na Bhava Aniti. Not one strain of Aniti in Vibhishan. The rule is better live in hell than live in the midst of wicked people. But if you lived in the midst of wicked people, see, coming in that same section, and then you are like this, oh, there has to be no greater person than you. That is the logical conclusion, you see. Ab pada dekhi kusal raguraya, jau tumakini jani jana daya. Vibhishan replies, now I am fine. Because how are you? Because first question was, how are you, you know? How are you? And how you manage to live in the midst of all of these wicked people and all. Vibhishan tells much about himself. And after 48, Bhagwan again, Sunu Lankes Sakala Guna Tore Tate Tuma Ati Saya Priya More. Sunu Sunata Vibhishan Prabhu Ke Bani Nahi Aghat Shravanamrita Jani. But again, Bhagwan addresses him as Lankes. Huh? You have all gunas, Bhagwan praises. Now, yesterday I told you, those of you who were listening yesterday, that the surrender of Vibhishan is the classic case of Sharanagati. I have to tell you that now. Vibhishan comes and surrenders to Bhagwan Ram. And his words are so moving and all. But in Shastras, Sharanagati is explained like this. There are 6 stages in Sharanagati. Sharanagati word also is taking refuge in Bhagwan, if you have to translate Sharanagati. Taking refuge in Bhagwan. So the scriptures also describe 6 stages of this Sharanagati. The first thing is called as Anukulasya Sankalpaha. Anukulasya Sankalpaha means to think favorable thoughts about Bhagwan. All the time we have to go on thinking. Like just now, I read some of the lines for you, right? Bhagwan says that my vow is, even if that person killed 1,000,000 Brahmanas and he came to surrender to me, my vow is to accept him. You see? So now, when we see like this, Komala Chitra Ati Deena Dayalat Bhagwan Ram is of soft heart and compassionate to the helpless. Now, all these are favorable thoughts about Bhagwan. This is the chaupais I should remember and I should think in my spare time. When I have to think about doing my job and my work, and I do that, right? But in my other spare time, I should think about these type of favorable thoughts about Bhagwan. It's called Anukulasya Sankalpaha. And how Bhagwan saved Vibhishan, how Bhagwan saves Shabari, how Bhagwan saved Kevat, how Bhagwan blessed Sugriv, like that. Favorable thoughts. Then the second step is called as Pratikulasya Varjanam. Pratikulasya Varjanam means, so this is what Vibhishan was doing in Lanka. Anukulasya Sankalpa. He is in the midst of all of these Rakshasas, all of these wicked people, Papi, Mahapapi in Lanka, but Vibhishan is thinking about Ram. And he's telling Hanumanji, Ram will accept me, you think? When Hanumanji comes, you think Ram will accept me? So he followed this Anukulasya. He, instead of putting some other sign on his door, he put a sign of Ram on his door. So they call us Anukulasya Sankalpa. Then Pratikulasya Varjanam. Anything that is unfavorable, to relinquish that thing, to drop it. Anything that anybody says about Ram. Now see, in Ravan's court, Ravan has no consideration for Ram. Are you telling Malyavan, telling Vibhishan, telling everybody, you all are living on my side, eating my food, and you are praising the enemy? So he considers Ram as the enemy. So anything, anywhere that is there, in this Ramcharitmanas it is said also, anywhere that anything is said about Ram or about the Guru, either I cut out that person's tongue or I leave. Now Vibhishan cannot cut out Ravan's tongue, you know. That too, he'll have to cut 10 tongues. By the time you get to cut one, they'll finish him, isn't it? The 10 head will have 10 tongues. Can you imagine Ravan in COVID time? What mask he had to wear? If Ravan go to buy something and one of his mask missing, they will send him back out. Go back and put on. You only have 9. And with that 10 hair and all, how did he sleep? 4 hair on his side. Anyway. So, Vibhishan could not, so, Pratikulasa Varjana means any unfavorable, any unfriendly thought about Bhagwan, I leave that, and if this is said by anybody also, I leave there. Move away from there. So, that is why he was so happy when Hanumanji came. And he came out, it's a joy. Oh, somebody, Hanumanji is also saying Ram, Ram. So he came out. So, unfavorable thoughts will leave. Pratikulasya varjana, that is called. Rakshishyati iti vishvasa. That Bhagwan will protect. Faith that Bhagwan will protect me. Like when he's leaving here now. Oh, today I'm going to see those feet. He's already saying, I'm going to see those feet which turned a stone into a woman. I'm going to see those feet which made Dandakaranya fertile once more. That forest. I'm going to see those feet which Sitaji has planted in her heart. I'm going to see those lotus feet which is so tender, soft and so beautiful. Already, in other words, I know he'll protect me. That type of vishwas, faith. Rakshishyati iti vishwasa. That third step. That devotee must have all of these things. If devotee is missing one, he will get in trouble. That Bhagavan will protect me. I'll leave everything and go to him and he'll protect me. Then, next one is called as Goptritva Varnam. Goptritva Varnam means I should have a secret relationship with Bhagavan. Goptra also means a protector. But the Rakshishyati iti Vishwas is already protection is there. So the other meaning of the word Goptre is one who keeps a secret. So he had a relationship with Bhagavan in Lanka. Everybody in Lanka had consideration and had and looked up to Ravan. But Vibhishan looked up to Ram. But of course, in between all of that, there were some things which he neglected. He had some bit of consideration for Ravan, which when given up, or when he gave up, he ended up by Ram. Until he had that, he was still on Ravan's side. So a secret relationship with Bhagwan, which we should not talk about with other people. That is, everybody should have their own relationship with the Lord. And you don't go on talking this one, that one, oh, I did this, I have this, and that is not something to talk about. Just like in marriage situations, people don't go and talk about their spouse outside the house. Anybody who goes and talks about his spouse outside the house, he is worse than a mouse. He or she or whatever. That is the beginning of the end of that marriage. So, the relationship there is kept in the home. So here, that is still called as a primary relationship, a secondary relationship. In this world, we have two types of relationship. One is called as secondary and one is called as primary. Relationship with your children, your spouse, your boss, people, your friend, all that type of relationship, that is called as secondary relationship. Our primary relationship, every jiva's primary relationship is with Ishvara. The second thing is, with regard to this, the secondary relationship which we have with this spouse and these children and these parents and this and all, that secondary relationship is manufactured and fabricated. The primary relationship which we have with Ishvara, that is not manufactured or fabricated. That is sahaja. Sahaja means natural. Swabhavik. That relationship. And the secondary relationship, you can break them. People break them all the time. How many divorces are there? How many enmity between parents and children? Parents have children in court, and children have parents in court. That can be broken, that relationship. But you try to break your relationship with Ishvara. Even if you try, you can't. You may deny Ishvara, but it is by Ishvara's power only you could deny him. Isn't it? The power to deny is supplied only by Ishvara, Bhagwan. You see? So that primary relationship is unseverable. Cannot be severed. In secondary relationship, you come and go. People get married many times. One Hollywood actress was there, I don't know how many times she got married. She's famous famous for having married the most times. Maybe she wanted to set a record also. So, the primary relationship with Ishvara, that also should be between oneself and Ishvara. How I relate to my Bhagwan. Goptritva Varnam. Now see, in Lanka, Vibhishan did not go around telling everybody, you know, I have Ram Ankit on my door. I am a devotee of Ram, you know. He stayed in his kutya and worshipped Ram. So all our spirituality and secret relationship with Bhagwan should always be maintained. Goptritva Varnam. The next one is called as Karpanya. Karpanya means helplessness before Bhagwan. Helplessness. I should not think that I do and I can do, and without Ram, of course. That I am such a great mover and doer of things in the world. Hanumanji thought that thing one time. Once in his life he thought that. He's coming with that mountain from Dhaulagiri, from Himalayas. And he's coming. And that time he thought, Arey, if I was not here to bring this mountain, what would Bhagwan Ram have done? One time he thought that thing. And that moment he thought that, Bharat struck him with an arrow, dharam, he fell down. And what most amazing thing, the mountain stayed up. Mountain stayed up in the sky. And he fell. So, to stand before Bhagwan, always helpless means that all my wherewithal and my strength and my power and my energy and everything belongs to Bhagwan. None of it is mine. And so before him I am nothing. That is called, this actually is the fourth part in Ramcharitamanas. In Ramcharitamanas, Tulsidaji tells, in this Kali Yuga, no Gyan Marg, no Karma Marg, no Bhakti Marg. The Marg in this path, in this Kali Yuga, is the path of Dainyata, Dinata. These two words you can use. Dinata means helplessness before Bhagwan. Like a Bilai. Bilai, you know? We grew up seeing Bilai in the house. The old people in Bhojpuri. Bilai means Bidal, cat. From Sanskrit it comes. Bhojpuri comes from the Sanskrit only. That little kitten, when it is born, it just sits there and says meow. And the mother comes and takes by the... Because Bechara to Majburi hai, he is helpless. He is. Absolutely helpless. So one has to be helpless like that before Bhagwan. That is called as Dainyata or Dinata or here the Karpanya, helplessness. Then the last one of that is called as Atmanik Shaper. Total giving up of oneself. I don't exist at all. In all of them, I exist. And I have a relationship with Bhagwan. And I am helpless, but I am still there. Atmanik Shaper means I don't exist at all. This is the last, the sixth step in this surrender. Only Bhagwan exists. Kavi Sahib writes at one place in himself, जब मैं था प्रभु तब प्रभु नहीं, अब प्रभु है हम नाही, प्रेम की गले अति साकरी, तामे दो न समाए। जब मैं था तब प्रभु नहीं, अब मैं नाही। जब मैं था तब प्रभु नहीं, अब प्रभु है हम नाही। प्रेम की गली अति साकरी, तामे दो न समाय कबीरा, तामे दो न समाय कबीरा, तामे दो न समाय। This is actually a very nice demonstration of Atmanik Shaper spoken about in the Shastra. What is that Kabir Sahib says? Jab main tha, when I was there, Bhagwan was not there. Ab Prabhu hai, hum nahi. Now Bhagwan is there, I am not there. Because on the path of love, prema ki gali ati sakari, very too narrow. It have place for two. The path of love don't have place for two. It have place only for one. Either I am there, Bhagwan absent. Or Bhagwan is there and I am absent. It means I have to wash away my individual existence in favor of the existence of Bhagwan. I have to drown. Like if one drop of water is just separate from the ocean, I have to, like that drop of water, dive into the ocean and then story finish. Now there is only ocean. There is no ocean and drop. There is no Ishvara and Jiva. The Ishvara, the Jiva merges into Ishvara and disappears once and for all. This is called Atmanik Shaper. And so Kabir Sahib is saying, like this Bhakti Shastra say, this, on the path of love it is like this. The Bhakta cannot remain. Then there's still two. The Bhakta has to merge with Bhagavan. Okay, this is called as Atmanik Shaper. Like this. Vibhishan has the classic, or Vibhishan demonstrates the classic steps in surrender. Jo sampati siva ravana hi dini diye dasas mat. Bhagwan Ram now tells finally to Vibhishan. After Vibhishan surrenders. This is number 49. Kha. जो संपत्ति शिव रावण ही दीन दिए दस माथोरा दिए दस माथ सोई संपदा विभीषण ही सकुच दीनी रघुनाथ सिया crowned Vibhishan as king of Lanka there. But Vibhishan was crowned the king of Lanka in India. They didn't have to go to Lanka. See how what a powerful thing Bhagwan did. Jo sampati siva ravana hi dini de dasa mat. Ravan went and started cutting off his 10 heads, one by one, and offering to Lord Shiva. And when he started doing this, Lord Shiva blessed him profusely. And Tulsidas ji writes that though that wealth and that power and glory and everything that Ravan got from Lord Shiva by offering one head by one head, soi sampada, that wealth and that everything, Vibhishana hi sakuchi deenhi raghurat. Ravan offered head to get it, and Vibhishan just offered himself, and Bhagwan gave everything to Vibhishan. He had to go and cut off his head one by one to get. He just came and surrendered, and Bhagwan gave everything to Vibhishan. How wonderful is this Lord, and how is this path of devotion also. Then Bhagwan asked, "O Vibhishan, Now, like before I told you, Hanumanji, he also demonstrated, he told to Vibhishan when he had come there, I want to see Sitaji. I came here for a certain goal, purpose, you know. And Bhagwan Ram last night also, yesterday also we saw, there's a goal. No. Why are we waiting? Let us move on to. Now he also told to Vibhishan here now, you tell us now how to cross this ocean. He asked Vibhishan, tell us how to cross this ocean now. How are we going to get to the other side? This is one good thing about leader also. Good leaders and good followers always make good teams. Bhagwan is not going to figure out everything himself. He should have a group of people there who should also be able to offer good suggestion. And that's always the best thing. Don't only offer suggestion alone. You should also be prepared to come and do something. So Bhagwan is asking Vibhishan now, how we'll cross this ocean? What is the plan? What plan should we come up with? Vibhishan will come up with a nice plan, but tomorrow. All right. Now, tomorrow will be Satya Drishti Spiritual and Sporting Group, Rukminia Trace Loa Barakpo. Satya Drishti. Okay. That is tomorrow we'll see Vibhishan's plan. Now see this. So, today's Dashadoha chanting was done by members of the Kolahal Road Shiv Mandir. All you all are members of this mandir, isn't it? For 108, I did not come last time. I did not come here because I don't remember this. Brahmachari Hemraj. Okay. Yeah, because today when we came in here, well, first time other thing is I was very pleasantly surprised to see a temple and a mosque right next to each other. This is also then, this is also then Kuva. Have you seen that in Kuva? In Kuva, it is even, here is a road separating, there is a wall only separating. This fence wall here is the temple on this side and the mosque on that side. In Trinidad only you could see that. You will not see that anywhere else. Amazing. So good. And people still don't like Trinidad. I can't understand why. Okay. So, a very special thank you to the Kolahal temple group for coming and chanting Dashadoha today. We will call on President of the temple, Mr. Pandit Ramesh Ramesar, to accept a small token. Huh? Oh yeah, resident Pandit, Pandit Ramesh Ramesar, to accept a small token from us. This is the whole Ramayana we had done previously. Huh? For all of you. Most welcome. Hari Om. Jai Shri Ram. And the vote of thanks will be done by Rupa Maharaj. Rupa Maharaj will.
Sitaram, Namaste, and Hari Om.
Hari Om.
I am sure you all are much wiser after tonight's discourse taken from the Sri Ramcharitmanas. Definitely, this is a great sacrifice by Swamiji and devotees of the Chinmaya mission for the benefit of us all and Trinidad and Tobago. On behalf of the spiritual leader, Pandit Amarsi Prasad, and the president, Pandit Ramesh Ramesa, the executive and the devotees of the Kolahal Shiva Seva Mandir, I would like to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to you, Swamiji, and members of the Chinmaya mission for including us in this wonderful Ramayana Yatra. 108 nights of satsang seems almost impossible, but would you believe tonight marks the 81st night in this Yatra? Tonight, I would also like to thank Uncle March and the group for chanting of the beautiful chaupas and dohas from the Sri Ramcharitmanas. Special thanks to representatives of the Karni East Member of Parliament Office and our councillor, Balmati Gosain, for joining with us in tonight's satsang. We look forward for your continued support for the upliftment of this mandir and Hindu Dharma. I would like to thank you, beloved devotees, for accepting our invitation and being present tonight. I would also like to say thank you to Uncle Boboy of AAA Class Collision and Repair Center, who has sponsored tonight's light refreshments. Special thanks to 101.7 Radio Heritage and Kiran and Ravi Sound System. Devotees, please be reminded to join us every Thursday evening from 7 to 8:30 for our weekly satsang. We are in the period of Navaratri, and I urge you to continue your devotion during this auspicious time. At this time, we will join in Aarti, and you can kindly receive your refreshments in the annex afterwards. Have a safe journey back home. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Thank you. All right, so before we have the Aarti, just quick announcements. We have the Samashti Hanuman Puja coming up on the 16th of April, which is just in about 2 weeks from now. Next week? No, today is only 4th. 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now. 16th. Oh, yeah. So some additional bedis have been put. You might have a chance to get a bedi if you want. We crossed the 108 long ago, but we decided to add a few more bedis for those who really want to sit down for the Hanuman Puja. Okay, you have to call up the office. Chai Sanmelan. Every year, for the last 20 years, we have been having Chai Sanmelan. You must come and try it out. Some nice masala chai. And this year we have 3 varieties of chai. The regular chai, which we've been having for so many years. Then you can have kulhad chai in a clay pot. Taste is different. And then finally, we're adding this year, kadak chai. Kadak chai means strong chai. 1 drink, 1 shot. And your kundalini will hit the Sudarshan Chakra. And I had, yeah. All right, come and try some kadak chai, strong chai. Our residential family camp in the month of July, 20th to 24th of July. This is a tradition which we have all lost. If you see this Ramayana, you see so many people went to the ashram of Bhagwan Ram. All the people from Ayodhya came to the ashram of Rama. They stayed there for so long. Then people go and stay in Atri Muni's ashram. They go and stay in so many ashrams. That is something which we have lost. After we crossed Kalapani, we lost that thing. So don't miss the opportunity. Come and stay in the ashram for those 5 days. We'll be teaching Ramayana and Vedanta also. Everything will be there. You just have to, it's a great way to learn to give up attachment to house, home, because people are overly attached to home. That's why they call a householders. They hold on the house. One lady told me, Swamiji, I couldn't come satsang yesterday. I said, really? What happened? There was nobody to see the house. So you cast out Bhagwan also, you see? Just to see the house. Okay. On 23rd of April, we are going to Shakashakari. Yesterday this weekend we went to Tobago. So only one more island to cover. Shakashakari, there's a Hanuman Mandir on the Shakashakari island, which is the only surviving institution there on Shakashakari. Thanks to the great work of some dedicated people from the Port of Spain area, especially Balkaran Maharajji and his family. They've maintained this temple for such a long time. So we'll be going there on 23rd. Those of you who want to come, there might be some places left. If there are no places left, you better start swimming now. आरती के लिए सब खड़े हो जाइए. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित श्री की. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित श्री की. गावत ब्रह्मा अधिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीकि ज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादि शेष अरु सारद परनि पवन सुत कीरति
आरती श्री रामायण की कीरति करे कलर कसिया प्रीति आरती श्री रामायण की कीरति करे कलर कसिया प्रीति
गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश छौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन कोरस मुनिजन धन संतन को सर्वस चार अंश सम्मत सब हीजे
आरती श्री रामायण की कीरति करे कलर कसिया प्रीति आरती श्री रामायण की कीरति करे कलर कसिया प्रीति
गावत संतत शंभु भवानी अरुघत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज बखानी आग भुषुंधि गरुड़ खेही की
आरती श्री रामायण की कीरति करे कलर कसिया प्रीति आरती श्री रामायण की कीरति करे कलर कसिया प्रीति
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस पीति सुभग श्रृंगार मुक्ति जुबती दलन रोग भव मोरियमी की तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की
आरती श्री रामायण की कीरति करे कलर कसिया प्रीति आरती श्री रामायण की कीरति करे कलर कसिया प्रीति
श्री राम जय 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 राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलायतनो हरिः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव।